It's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Saturday, and Saturday on this channel is my weekly weigh-in and the Weight Watchers meeting topic du jour for the week. It's the meeting topic that they do at their workshops that are virtual, and there are few left in-person workshops. So they post it on the website, and I bring it to you with my little, slight interpretation. It's a little bit, but not too bad. I mean, they get it right for the most part, but there's a few things I would add to it or subtract to it. So, how you doing? It's first thing in the morning. I know it's annoying to see people drink when they film. I apologize, but I have no voice if I don't. Weigh in. I'm not awake yet. How'd you do this week, D? How was your week? My week was decent. On the most part, it was on the upswing. I'd say I had a decent week. The weekend was a little precarious. We were out last week, so yeah, I might have had a few indulgences. I might have had an adult beverage. Yeah, I might have had some crack. My girlfriend made this dip. It's called crack dip. It's got to be way. She goes, I want you to lighten it up. I'm like, oh yeah, because it has corn in it and cream cheese, and I thought we can do something with that. It was delicious. It was definitely like crack. So, all in all, other than that, I think the week was decent. I really definitely pulled it in after that. I even had dessert that day. It was a chocolate Oreo cake. It wasn't a huge piece. It was, you can't not have dessert. Like, seriously. If you're not having dessert, call me. We need to talk. All right. How did you do on the scale? I was down 0.4. I was a little shocked. Oh, not shocked because my week was the week it was, but because that would be a 2 or 3 week in a row that I had a loss, I think. I didn't expect to have a loss this week. I expected, to have maybe a slight gain. It is what it is. I don't look for losses every week. I know it's unrealistic of me to do that. So I kind of I do the best I can. Am I perfect? No. Am I ever going to be perfect? No. Do I ever want to be perfect? No. That's just not me. And knowing who you are is so important. Definitely knowing who you are is so important. I also gave blood yesterday. Could that be the reason I lost 0.4? Could be. I mean, let's face it, blood weighs. It's almost like taking a water pill. So technically I could have been the same. Hey, you know what? I'm not sitting here, I'm just saying you just never know. You just never know. So I put it in my tracker and I moved on. So let's move on to the meeting topic of the week, shall we? And I forgot to put the questions in for the weight loss questions in the group. I forgot. So I do have 2 or 3 questions that I get asked all the time that I would just throw in at the end, if we have time, because if I don't talk too long. All right, the weekly technique, stressed. Take 5 and try this. This is basically eating because you're stressed. I don't stress eat, which is weird. I know. A chubby girl like myself, you'd think I'd be stress eating. When I get stressed, I don't eat. I kind of organize and straighten up and clean, which obviously I'm not stressed enough around here. But yes, that's always been me. I'm a relaxation eater. I'm a joy eater. Once the stress is done, you'll see me have at it. But yeah, for some reason, when it's stress, I just can't eat, which I think could be a good thing. But I mean, I'm probably more happy that I am stressed, so more times for me to eat. So I don't always know a lot about this, but I will definitely let you know what they have to say about it. Is it it says by Weight Watchers. It doesn't say it's by our other girl. All right. Heart racing, palms sweating, the overwhelming feel of, I would say the overwhelming feel of dread. When you notice yourself slipping into stress mode, pause and bring yourself back in the present for the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's basically saying, take a moment. Take a moment, because stress, we're eating because we're reacting. That's what my leader always used to say. She says, you're not eating because of stress. You're eating because you're reacting to stress. And to me, though, it's the same thing. Reacting, stress, it all comes in the same ball. So, in my opinion, though. So you have to realize that, you take that moment, because sometimes we just go before we even think. How many times have we been chewing something, you're like, what did I just put in my mouth? I've done that. You just walk by and grab it and throw it in your mouth. It's just, reflex, like you don't even know what it was. Like, and you go, well, like, why did I do that? I've been spitting that out lately. I will tell you, don't swallow. I mean, something it's retraining ourselves how to react. Retraining our reactions is what this is all about. And here's the technique that they suggest. Take number 5. Take 5 deep breaths and look and name 5 things that you see. So you, box, ring light, books, fan, paper, sour cream and onion. And then, okay, keep breathing deeply. Pinpoint 4 things you could physically feel. Cup, glasses, pen, lip gloss. So you're basically trying to wind down the mind. 3, close your eyes and listen. What 3 things can you hear? Air conditioned vent. My heart beating. Technically. My computer fan. Inhale and exhale again. Notice 2 small things you smell. My body wash. The paper. Do you ever smell paper? I could smell this blotter. Focus. 1 thing you can taste. Eat nothing. Sip a drink or apply lip balm. You know, and then you grab your drink. Sometimes it's water, and water has a water taste, in my opinion. This one has a lemon taste. I put lemon in my tea this morning. So you keep breathing deeply. You're trying to relax. And that's the technique they want you to do. They want you to relax. Finish with 1 last deep breath and continue with your day. It's just trying to relax your mind, relax your senses. Because sometimes, the senses are what drives us. And maybe if we could relax those, it'll basically take our mind off that focused thing we want to grab and throw in our mouth. Worrying about an upcoming work project, stewing over a fight with your partner, juggling a packed calendar. Stress is a normal part of life, but these and other stressful moments can mess with your weight loss efforts. Studies show that when stressed, people are more likely to overeat and eat foods higher in sugar and fat and salt. Let's add that one in there. And are less likely to be active. It is not enough. If that's not enough, high levels of stress hormones can also cause the body to store fat deeper in the abdomen. Well, heck, we don't need that. But yes, we tend to go after foods that are sweet, fatty, and I want to add salty. It's just what we crave. It's what the foods we crave. For me, it's cookies and cake and salty pretzels. I love salty pretzels. And I guess the big thing, what I advise is, honestly, hide those. Not to say hide them, put them away. When you're having a stressful situation, if you see it, you automatically want it. I was telling that to somebody the other day. I said, sometimes we have to take this stuff out of our sight. Put it in something you don't automatically see it. Because when we see it, we just I want it. So maybe if it's put away in a little container or jar, that it's not really hitting you first thing, it might help as well. Before you start picturing what it would be like to go live at a yoga retreat, know that the solution isn't an element. Oh my God, I read this. Before you start picturing what it will be like to go live at a yoga retreat, know that the solution isn't so elimination all your stressors, which, let's be real, is impossible. You're never going to not have stress. You're never going to not have stress. Instead, focus on what you can control. You can control the way you react. You can't control the stress. You can control the way you react to the stress. How you react, mindful techniques that anchor you to the present moment can quiet your brain, your body's response, helping you to project you. Even if the outside world feels a bit chaotic, the shift helps temper the effect of stress and clears your head so you can make choices that support your goal. There's definitely in the, if you're a Weight Watchers app person, actually there's a lot of things you can go on YouTube. You can find relaxation things to listen to. There, because you can go on YouTube, you can grab apps, you can go on the Weight Watchers app. You can grab those relaxation things and meditate. Some people meditate every day. Maybe if you're going through a stressful situation and those 5 techniques aren't the best idea for you, try something like that. They may help. They want you to basically get your mind away from it for half a second, because you realize then the urge will diminish with we give it time. It's like anything else. We have to give it time. It's like when we, like the urge to go and eat, they'll take, you take 5 minutes, because sometimes taking that 5 minutes gets your mind off of what you're doing. All right. 3 fast facts. Worrying about the past or what might happen in the future often causes stress, which is normal. When feeling stressed, you're more likely to overeat. As being an overweight person, our reaction for everything is to overeat. We put food as that important thing. And then what I want to, before I get to the 3rd fact, is I want to always say, I used to give this advice back when we were on shutdown and people were eating because they were locked in and it was all about COVID and yada, yada, yada. And I said to them, and it resonated with a lot of people, and it does make sense. Does eating help? If you overate, if you went and binged on that bag of chips, would that help somebody who was sick? And if the answer is yes, then go ahead and eat it. But the answer is going to be no. Your eating is not going to cure anything. It's not going to cure any of the stresses in your life. It's not going to cure anything out there. It's actually going to make you more stressed. And that's a huge one. It's like, my reaction is only going to cause me more stress. Because when you overeat, you get more upset with yourself, more down on yourself, more depressed. So we want to say, we got to find things other than food to rely on. And we have to rely on techniques like that. Or, I think I said, if you have a buddy, if you have somebody you can talk to, you can text, you put it on their plate, put it in the Facebook group. I'm having a bad day. I want to dive into a bag of chips. Somebody will answer you. Somebody will, I guarantee it. And it'll be more than one person. People are there for you. That's why we have the support private group, Dish with These crew. So if you're not a member of that, it's in the description box below. You need to come over there. You need to get yourself a team, an anchor, that somebody out there gives a crap about you, and they will definitely pull you back. Pausing to anchor your thoughts in the present moment can help you reduce your body's response to stress. We're always going to have stress. We're always going to have stress. And we're always going to have food. So we have to find a way to balance both. The food's never going to go away. The stress is never going to go away. I wish I could tell you it is. Oh, when you hit your Weight Watcher goal, you're never going to have stress. Stress is always here. And for us, food is always going to be that thing that we always are going to look at first. It's the nature of the beast. And when you realize that, when you accept that as truth, like, yes, I am a person who gravitates towards food, you can deal with it rather than say, well, I don't eat anymore. I do this. I've got on. We never have it. As much as we want to say we have it under control, it's always laying in there dormant. So rather face it than act like it doesn't exist. Face it, own it, deal with it, and then move on. So that is my little spiel for the day. I actually didn't talk very long, did I? This is one of those topics that it's very straightforward. Either you do it or you don't do it. And like I said, if eating helped a stressful situation, I would tell you to go have at it. But it doesn't. It only causes you more stress. It does. So we have to realize that. And there are things we can put in replace of eating. I think the meditation, the taking it back and sitting there and breathing is probably your best bet. It's the most thing you can continue to do. I don't want you to add something else, that you can't continue to do. People say, oh, I go out and exercise. Well, go ahead. But what if it's raining outside? What are you going to do then? You're under stress. You can't go out there and walk. You have to be able to do something right in your chair, sit, breathe, and bring yourself back. Put it in the Facebook group. Put it out there to somebody who cares. And you will get that response. You will get that pat on the back. You will get that uplifting. And that's what we need. So I will end with a few things I get asked all the time. How do you stay on plan all the time? I don't. I don't. I don't have the binging as much as I used to. I don't have binge days or binge weekends. I mostly have like a binge meal if I'm going to go overboard. It's never more than that. And it's pretty normal to have a big meal once in a while. You know what? We're not going to sit here and be on this journey and be like, okay, well, I've lost my weight. I'm at goal. I'm never going to overeat again. As long as you don't overeat that often, it's a win. And I realize that that's, when you realize that behavior like that is normal, and you're not binge eating for stress. You're just eating because you're at an event and there happens to be food, or you just happen to be celebrating something. Sometimes when we have a celebration, we're allowed to have a little bit more. Just because you're on a weight loss journey doesn't mean you can't get to have a little bit more once in a while. Like, who are we to sit there and say, well, I'm never going to eat that again because I'm on a weight loss journey and I want to be healthy, and healthy people eat once in a while. They do. They do. It's not an everyday thing. It's not an every week thing. But occasionally they indulge, and realize that as long as it just sticks to that meal and you get right back on track with the next meal, you're good to go. And I don't make it a habit. Like, it doesn't happen every week. But occasionally there's just that time where you just have a little bit more. And it's so normal. It is. I think when we create that I'm not normal anymore because I want to be perfect, that's when, we have a bad relationship with food. We want to have a better relationship with food. We want to be able to keep food, in its place. But no, we can indulge occasionally. Everybody indulges. Why can't we? It's like vacation. I hear people say, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to stick on plan. Why? Why can't we gain a couple of pounds on vacation? What is wrong that we can't do that? Everybody else does, and it's okay, but we punish ourselves with, oh my gosh, I gained weight on vacation. It's vacation. You're going to eat a little bit different because you're away. You're not cooking your own food. You're eating out. It's going to be a little bit different. And I think when we allow ourselves to say, okay, it's a holiday like Christmas, Thanksgiving, there's a little bit more indulgent time. It's okay for us to gain that week as long as we're back on track. When we're back on vacation, I gained 8 pounds on my cruise. 8 freaking pounds. I knew that it all wasn't like total gain, because when you're eating out every day, 3 times a day, you're not, I was very mindful too. I had dessert every day, but it was like this. It was very mindful. So when I came home and got back into my routine, I dropped that 8 pounds 5 days later. So if that was a true gain, I wouldn't have dropped it 5 days later. It was just a gain of eating out of normal. And I realized that I did do well. And I was active and busy. And always don't punish yourself for gaining on vacation. When I hear that, I just want to hug people and say, don't. It's normal. And you know what? We strive for that. We strive for normalcy. We don't want to be this. We don't want to be that. We want to be in the middle. We want to be Switzerland. I like be Switzerland. And people say to me, you're all right when you have a gain. And I'm like, because it's normal occasionally to have a gain. You're not always going to have a loss week after week after week. Especially if you've been on plan as long as I have it. You don't have as much weight to lose. It doesn't come off every week, and it's okay. And I know that. And I think when I've accepted that, it makes the whole journey a lot more zen. It's like, you know what? And you just keep doing what you're doing, and then you see it. You'll see results. You just have to keep doing what you're doing. You just have to keep living life. Like, if you're living on a diet, I understand why you're upset, because you want it over. Well, I'm not on a diet. I'm on a lifestyle. This is how I'm going to eat. So I fit in good foods. I fit in desserts. I have treats. I have chips and snacks. So yeah, I'm living the life. And that's what you want for yourself. You want to be able to, I don't eat that stuff. I don't eat snacks. You're on a diet then. I do. I fit them in. They're better for me snacks. They're not, they're not fried, they're baked. So, but you know what? That's the thing that I choose. I'd rather eat something baked than not have something fried. Does that make sense? I'd rather have it baked than not eat it because it's fried. Yeah, and it's just as good. And for me, I just find things that I could TikTok in that make me feel like my whoopie pies, and that's having cake with cream in it. I make it low in points so I could have an indulgent where I'm not feeling like I'm denied, because I'm having that. And it's just a little thing that you make. I'm into the one and dones because I tell you that all the time. I can't have a full one because, my relationship with food is better, but it's not great. It's not something I can have a whole cake sitting in there and not go in there every stinking day and have it. Should we have dessert every day? No, we shouldn't have dessert every day. Can we have dessert 3 to 4 days a week? Sure we can. We fit it in. When you fit it in a lighter, healthier version. I use sugar substitute. You might not like to do that. You make your desserts how you like it, how you can fit it in. And I make mine the way I do. You know, like we all can agree to disagree on how we make things. Whatever works for you, you know, and that's what works for me. And that's what keeps me going. Simple as that. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D. We would love to have you as part of our YouTube family. Like I said, join the Facebook group. It's private, Dish with D's crew. It is the support group that you might just need. It's the family that you may need. And everybody in there is fantastic. And if somebody goes out of turn, I deal with it. I don't let anybody talk mean to anybody. I always say, if you see something that's not nice, you let me know and I'll take care of it, because nobody needs to be mean. Life is short, people. Be nice. So if you know anybody that needs Dish with D in their life, you know, you can always share the videos. That is your share button right there. You could share it in a Facebook group, a friend, a text. You just never know who needs this, you know. Bring them here. We go live tomorrow night. I think what day it was. Saturday. Sunday for the Weight Watchers weight loss chit chat, and they creating some controversy with the lifetimers. We've been talking about it for the last 3 nights. If you want to go back and watch some old lives from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you will see that we were hashing it out. It's a hot mess, you know. Just when you think Weight Watchers, you know, I don't like the company at all. I like the plan, and I say that right out loud. The company sucks, but the plan, you know, works for me, and you have to find what works for you. You know, it is what it is, my lovely. Sometimes we, you know, and I'm done making excuses for them. Now they stink. So I will dish with you another day. Have a great rest of your day, my lovelies.